Bloodied EMANUEL NAVARRETE escapes with controversial win over courageous underdog Charly Suarez. The championship chance of Charly Suarez, sought since childhood, was cut short Saturday night in San Diego, California. An uncontrollable gash above Emmanuel Navarrete's left eyebrow caused an abrupt end to their 12-round fight for the WBO Junior Lightweight title early in the 8th round at Pechanga Arena. The California State Athletic Commission ruled that Navarrete's cut was caused by an accidental headbutt, not the left hand Suarez landed a split second earlier, which enabled the champion to keep his belt by technical decision. A ringside position recommended 1 second into the 8th round that Navarrete shouldn't continue because his cut kept bleeding. Judges Pat Russell scored about 78-75, Lou Moret 77-76, and Fernando Villarreal also 77-76 had Navarrete ahead at the time of the stoppage. Each judge was required to score the 8th round 10-10 because it had barely begun when referee Edward Collantes ended the ESPN main event with essentially 5 rounds remaining. Suarez, who now has a record of 18 wins, 1 loss, 10 victories by knockout, is the mandatory challenger for Navarrete's belt, entered as an unknown underdog to American fight fans. He left it with not only their respect, but that of Navarrete, who now has a record of 40 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 32 victories by knockout. A 3-division champion who couldn't put away a mostly untested but courageous contender. Navarrete, who's 30 years old, won a second straight 130-pound championship match, but the rugged Mexican might need to move back up to the lightweight division, a 135 pounds weight limit, for his next bout because he had so much difficulty making weight for Suarez. Ukraine's Denis Baranchyk beat Navarrete 3 appearances ago in a 12-round fight for the then unclaimed WBO lightweight title back in May 2024, also at the same venue of Pechanga Arena. Suarez was already 36 years old, lost for the first time, and was denied in his bid to become another world champion from the Philippines. Suarez told the Ring magazine before he challenged Navarrete that he met with Filipino legend Manny Pacquiao prior to leaving Manila for the United States last month. Had he won, Suarez also would have earned a promotion from the soldier in the Philippine Army. Suarez tried his best to make his dream a reality during the 7th round. Navarrete bled badly and went at it with an aggressive Suarez during those frenetic 3 minutes. Suarez tried to capitalize, but Navarrete made it to his tool. A round earlier, what was ruled an accidental clash of heads about 10 seconds into the 6th round caused a long cut above Navarrete's left eyebrow. The CAC determined that Navarrete's cut was caused by an accidental clash of heads, though ESPN replays provided various angles that seemingly made that ruling debatable. Regardless, Navarrete, aware that he might not last 6+ additional rounds with that type of cut, went after Suarez in hopes of ending their scheduled 12-round bout less than halfway through it. A left to the body by Navarrete forced Suarez to move away from him with less than 20 seconds to go in the 6th round. Suarez responded with a right hand to Navarrete's head, but he walked through it a few seconds before the bell sounded. Suarez was breathing hard as he sat on his stool following the 4th. A hard body shot from Navarrete slowed him within the first 30 seconds, forcing Suarez to temporarily hold after absorbing the shot. Suarez still drilled Navarrete with a right hand with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. He turned southpaw with under a minute to go and blasted Navarrete with his left hand. The challenger still threw many hard rights and lefts at Navarrete in the fifth. Suarez just wasn't as accurate as the champion, who caught him with several right hands in the final minute. Navarrete and Suarez threw hard punches at each other throughout a fan-friendly third round that was very competitive. Suarez hit Navarrete on the back of his hand, which caused a brief break in the action just before the midway mark of the second. The action intensified once they were brought back together, when Navarrete and Suarez unloaded power punches on each other during the final minute. Navarrete nailed Suarez with a right hand that knocked him off balance exactly a minute into the first round. Another overhand right by Navarrete buckled his knees with 40 seconds to go. Charly Suarez thinks he would have knocked out Emmanuel Navarrete late if fight wasn't stopped. Charly Suarez doesn't think the judges' scorecards would have mattered had his fight with Emmanuel Navarrete continued last Saturday night. Suarez sensed Navarrete was tired by the time a ringside physician determined the WBO junior lightweight champion shouldn't continue 1 second into the 8th round due to the long, messy cut above his left eyebrow. The courageous challenger already felt less impact from Navarrete's punches as their bout proceeded, which encouraged Suarez to make a bold prediction when he met with a group of reporters and videographers following his unanimous technical decision loss Saturday at Pechanga Arena, San Diego, California. In his interview, Suarez stated, "Maybe in late rounds, I think I would have knocked him out," Suarez said. "I saw he was tired and his punches is not strong enough." The Philippine Suarez acknowledged Navarrete's power in the early rounds. Mexico's Navarrete seemingly stung Suarez with several shots to his body and head, though Suarez remained on his feet throughout 7 rounds and 1 second of action. According to Suarez, and I quote, "He threw a lot of hard punches. Maybe in the first round, through third, fourth, I managed that. But in the later rounds, I can see beforehand when he threw a lot of his punches." Suarez countered Navarrete with various punches from unusual angles, both to the champion's head and body. Navarrete never appeared to be badly hurt by any of Suarez's punches, yet the unknown underdog definitely earned the 3-weight world champion's respect. In his interview, Navarrete stated, and I quote, "The truth is, I talked to my corner. I told them it was close. He was strong. He surprised me with how solid he was. He did a very good job. The exchanges also were not one-sided. I hurt him maybe when he came in, also to the body. And so maybe that gave me the lead or the advantage. But I thought the scorecards were good. At no point did I think I would lose, but there was still a bit of fear that it would end in a draw or something similar." Suarez still thinks he would have become the first opponent to stop Navarrete inside the distance in any of his 43 professional bouts. Suarez stated, and I quote, "I think for me, I have a chance to win the fight because only 7 rounds were completed," Suarez said. "I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 5 more rounds to pursue, the 12 rounds." Suarez, who is now 36 years old, hopes to secure an immediate rematch. Promoter Bob Arum acknowledged a second fight is warranted based on the inconclusive nature of their bout, but the 30-year-old Navarrete might need to move back up to the lightweight division because he struggled so heavily to squeeze his body down to the junior lightweight limit of 130 pounds for this fight. Well, as you can see in the video replay a couple of times, it was pretty clear that it was a left hook or a left overhand that landed towards the eyebrow of Navarrete by Charly Suarez. I think Charly Suarez should have won. The decision should be given a TKO victory in favor of Charly Suarez. But I think Navarrete, who is the A side, was protected. He was saved by the judges, by the referee. Everyone in top rank saved Navarrete because he's the A side, and it is clear that during the 7th round, when Navarrete was already bleeding, it was clear that they want to protect Navarrete. So it's very unfortunate in the side of Charly Suarez, because the man, the underdog, should be given the WBO world title. Now, in the development, they stated that they will still review to determine the outcome of the investigation. Well, as you can see, just using your common sense, it is pretty clear that Charly Suarez landed a clean left hand towards the eyebrow of Navarrete. There's no headbutt occurred. I think Suarez would have won if the fight continued. As you can see, after Suarez was able to land the punch which caused the bleeding of Navarrete, it was pretty clear that Suarez was gaining the momentum. As you can see, Navarrete had a hard time defending himself due to the bleeding, due to the cut. He can see properly and he cannot defend himself properly. As you can see, Suarez was already gaining momentum, and in just a couple of rounds, there'll be a huge possibility that Suarez would have knocked out Navarrete or a TKO victory. And it's pretty clear that the people who manage Navarrete, the people from the California Commission, the judges, and everyone, it looks like that they were concerned and they were afraid with what might happen to their precious champion Navarrete. Navarrete was saved. Navarrete was lucky because he was the A side. If it was the other way around, I think there's a big chance that they will not favor Suarez. So hopefully WBO and the California Athletic Commission will do the right thing, impose the rules, and they should not break the rules. They should do the right thing and let the real winner have the belt, Charly King's Warrior Suarez.